Greetings and welcome back to the Casual Wargamer. This video is just something that I've not really thought about it, I'm just sort of blurbing it as we go. It's just something that's been in the old news sphere for a while, and I wanted your thoughts and experiences. And so the topic today is, how do you get people into playing Warhammer? Now I'm specifically talking 40k, but we can include Age of Sigmar, Horus Heresy, Middle Earth, whatever you want. Wargaming in general, let's just put it that way. But I'm thinking more Warhammer. How do you get people to play it? It's a difficult one. We've got quite a few people at our local game store, but you only ever really seem to see the same faces, the same armies. There's 20 odd armies in the game, and yet like half of them are what you see. But it's more the faces that I'm interested in. So I take photos of all my games, whether it's a friendly game at home, down at the game store, at a tournament, whatever, and I put it on Facebook. I share it to my friends and family. And I just put a little blurb on there about a point, what I'm playing, who I'm playing against, my opponents, if they don't, if they're friends and they don't mind me me tagging them in it. And the idea is to try and promote the store and promote the game, and hopefully get someone to go, you've been doing this a lot, what's this all about? Now, I get it, hobby gaming isn't for everybody. But in years, and I mean years, of doing this, there's been absolutely zero response back. I think about 8 years ago, I had a couple of work colleagues at the time who did ask me, what's these things you post about? And I sort of explained it to them and showed them a couple of 8th edition intro sort of videos. And they're like, that's interesting. And then that was it. And last year I had a supervisor at work, young lad who was well into his sci-fi fantasy. He was IT guy. He loved all this sort of stuff, and he was interested. And I said, well, I'm quite happy to give you a demo game. See if we couldn't get him interested in the game. And he was like, yeah, that sounds good. And a couple of days later, he came back. He went, I went on their website. I had a look at those prices. Sorry, dude, I'm out. And it's like, all right, fair enough. But that seems to be my experience when you do get someone who is interested. They go, yeah, that could be interesting. Maybe they're not necessarily into the painting and the modelling side of it, but hey, it's part of it. But the moment they see the prices and they see, they see all that, and then it's straight away, nah. And people tell you on social media, on forums and the like, that Warhammer is not an expensive hobby compared to other hobbies. And I disagree. If you buy a PlayStation, you're paying however, a couple hundred quid, 300 quid, 400 quid, whatever it is now. But you've got it. And a game might cost you 30 or 40 quid. But that's a game that you've bought. You can just play it over and over again. In theory, you never have to buy another one. If you're playing 40k, all right, buying the rulebook, your chosen codex, paints, and say a combat patrol box is not going to cost you the same as a PlayStation or an Xbox. But slowly, you've got to add more units to your army. You've got to buy more boxes. And the cost of these things ain't cheap. And it all depends on how much use you get out of the game. If you're somebody that plays frequently, 2 or 3 times a week, then fine, you're getting your money's worth. But if you're someone who probably isn't going to do that, you might get 1 or 2 games a month in, it's expensive. And it's something that's a bit difficult for me to get my head around. How exactly can we get people? That sounds quite wrong. I don't mean how we drag them kicking and screaming, but how do we get people to take an interest in our hobby? And expand our player base, both locally and community-wise. When for most people, despite the fact that geek is in and sci-fi films and fantasy films and TV shows are all the rage, you just can't seem to get people to take an interest in playing. They may go, "Oh, that's cool. I like your models," and that's it. It just seems really difficult. Someone's really got to be interested in the concept of wargaming to take it up. And I don't know. I would really like to locally to try and get people I know who I think would actually be really interested in the game to try it. But as I say, pardon me, they look at the prices and they go no, or they just go, "It's not for me." What are you supposed to do? And if it isn't people that you know, your friends, family, work colleagues, or whatever, how else do you get people in? I mean, all right, you could say that's the job of the game store. They're the one that's got to sort of like promote it to get the business or what have you. But I kind of feel that we're all in this together. We all need to be working to expand our hobby and get new blood into the game, especially if you're playing Corn. The more people we get, the more the merrier. Very much in 40k and Age of Sigmar, and so I'd like to know how you have managed it, or if you haven't, have you suffered the same problems, the same setbacks? If you had a way of getting people, I mean, I always like to see. Right, we'll do a demo. I'll just do 2 small, Marine armies, and probably only something like a character, a couple of squads, and a walker or something. And I can give you a basic rundown of the game. And yet no one's interested. Or if I say, they see the prices. So how have you done it? Or do you not bother? I mean, I can imagine there's a lot of us out there who just don't bother trying to get new blood into the hobby, especially friends and family. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you've done it. And let's start a discussion. Because I think it's quite difficult if, it's not something that the average Joe sort of buys into. So, let me know. Anyway, thank you for watching. It's just a quick little vid, just something that's been in the old noggin for a while. I'll be interested in your thoughts. Anyway, thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Please share the video and let's try and build this little community around the channel and see what happens. Anyway, thank you for watching and take care, and I'll see you in the comments down below. Have a good day and good gaming.